Hello and welcome to the BSSS e-content video platform. My name is Piyush Pradhan and I'm from the Department of English. We are going to learn phrasal verbs today. What exactly is a phrasal verb? Why do we need it every time we have to think about the academic use of some statements or sentences? Well, first of all, we have to understand the use of phrase. A phrase is an expression taken by the subject that must consist of a verb. Verb means an action word, and an action should be displayed. Plus, there is attached another word or sometimes more every time we have to think about an incomplete phrase but attaching a verb with it. Let us just understand it through some instances. For example, if I attach verb with a prepositioned word, I will be able to use these two features to use it in a statement in a very well order. For instance, look. Look is a direct word. If I attach the preposition after or on, it's going to be a phrasal verb. Look after or look on. This was about attaching a preposition with a verb. If I move on to another feature, I'm supposed to take an adverb with a verb. That will also give us a proper phrasal verb condition to us. For instance, look. Either we can attach the modification word up or out. So it will be look up or look out. And in the third order, we can attach both the things with the verb. It will be verb plus adverb plus preposition. So this time, we have got a three-word phrasal verb order. That will be look forward to, etc. Now, we have to consider that every time we take the use of phrasal verb, the whole part must act as one complete verb statement out of the sense of the original verb. And it is also to provide absolute meaning. Sometimes there can be a different meaning to the situation, but overall it should be a whole part which should be taken under the phrasal verb condition, just as we have done with the simple word look. The choices made in for phrasal verbs sounds more common in spoken English, while compared it with the written English use, which is less common in context, because we have to be extra careful with the use of phrasal verb. So spoken English is taken more when compared with the written English. What is the reason behind it? Let us just take this question tag sentence. Well, in written English, where one has to be extra careful with language syntaxing, sometimes some of the phrasal verbs can easily be split by their object and are thus called as separable verbs. So phrasal verb also provide us with an opportunity to consider the condition of separable verb at the same time. The object can go about between the verb and the rest of the use of sentence. In this part of the slide, we are going to understand how we can consider two different use of the words and try to make a lengthy situation out of them. I've got two in particular. The first is put out. I have used two reference words of English and I'm going to frame a sentence with them. These two are gangster and candles. Let us just frame the sentence with these two reference words. The candles of the close-by houses need to be put out of the village so as to attack secretly on the policeman coming to arrest the gangster. I want my audience to please concentrate on the phrasal verb put out. We have actually used it for candles. And so the entire phrasal verb part actually controls the overall meaning of the statement before us. I hope you all have understood that. Let us just move on to another sentence of the same type. Put the candles of the close-by houses out of the village so as to attack secretly. This time, as you have seen that, I have tried to work on my pitch. Why have I tried to work on my pitch? It's because when I was trying to separate the word out with put, I have used a huge gap in between the statement. This is a reason why you need to take a proper pause of 2, 3 or 4 seconds. But it should not be more than that. If you speak in one breath the same sentence, it's going to be horrible. So one has to be careful, not only at the time of written aspect of the phrasal verb, but at the same time to speak it clearly and identifiably. Now let's move on to the third statement. This time I have taken the word turn and I'm attaching the preposition on. Please turn on the TV for me as I require to relax for a while. Now I have used these two words together to complete up my picture. We can rewrite the same statement in a different way also. That's a facility provided by the phrasal verb to us. For instance, please turn the TV on for me, or please turn the TV at the side of that blue wall on for me. My third way of speaking up the statement consisted of a lengthy gap between the actual word, the original word, and the preposition I have attached. So, until you are sure about the use of the phrasal verb, you need to be very disciplined. We can't just rule our own roost for using the phrasal verb as per our own convenience. We have to be extra careful, and especially when it comes to academic writing skills. Now we've got other examples of phrasal verbs before us in this part of the slide. Let us just walk on that. We'll be concentrating on the use of the native speakers and non-native speakers. Let us just begin. The first statement. Their car broke down 2 miles out of town. Any non-native speaker who is aware of English language could speak it in a single breath. But when they compare the same statement with a native speaker, that native speaker is going to give a pause because he is very well aware that he's attaching a phrasal verb in the statement. So how would a native speaker would speak the same statement? Let us just see. Their car broke 2 miles down, out of town. Give a pause with the last 3 words. So a pause between down and out of town should be clearly mentioned. That shows that where exactly did the car actually break down. And that's what we are trying to specify through this particular example. Now push along to the use of the another statement. Example. What time do you get up in the morning? This is worldwide accepted statement. Many moons ago, I've also found that when the people used to speak King's English, at that time we have had some special class of Englishmen who might be speaking this statement in a very different order using the same phrasal verb. How they would do that? Let me clarify to you. What time do you get in the morning up? No. Now, in this era, we don't accept such kind of statement. The third kind of statement. What time do you go in the night down for sleep? Now, I've highlighted the part down for sleep. That is more appropriate without any error. But if I try to transform it and re-speak or rewrite the statement as, what time do you go in the night for sleep down? Of course, it is evident that immediately this sentence will be termed as a cancelled statement because not only you are writing it wrong, you are speaking it wrong at the same time. the below statements now. Who in the house is looking after your dog while you are away? Now, this is a statement that consists of a particular condition. I've highlighted the beginning part and the end part for you. Let us just see how we can speak it correctly and what way the same statement can be wrong. If I take the wrong version of the same statement, it will be spoken as, who in the house is looking your dog after while you are away? Now you find through my pitch, the way how I'm speaking right now, is that I'm speaking in a single breath. Now that is not the correct order. We have to give a proper pause and at the same time understand how the sentence should sound very perfect. So to make this statement perfect, this is how we can speak this statement. Who is looking in the house after your dog while you are away? So we are now concentrating on the middle section and have taken the noun dog. This is where we are supposed to emphasize to understand the overall meaning of the statement. If I go with the answer for the same question, you will immediately come to know that how this original statement should draw out a proper answer for us. So the answer for the statement is, it will be my younger sister who shall be looking in the house carefully after my dog while I'm away for some time now. In most of the cases, we find that phrasal verbs demand a lengthy 2-line statement or 3-line statement. And I would suggest my audience that try to speak out the examples and refer to some examples that are a bit lengthy when it comes to answer and not short in size. I have got few examples where I'm going to have some simple phrasal verbs for you. For that, I have come up with some situations. For each phrasal verb, I have highlighted the features in the statements. Let's begin. It's time to get on the plane and enjoy the travel with passengers. Second, we left out the trash to get picked up by the trash van. Third, someone broke into my SUV car last night and stole the expensive stereo. Another statement. What will she think up next if she still doesn't search the boat to escape? And the last statement. The family is required to check in quick in hotel until they run out space of this marvelous ice palace. I hope you have actually listened to the tone in which I have explained you these statements. In most of the cases, there may be people when they might have some confusion regarding the way how I have used this pitch to make you explain this. But in fact, that was the best pitch I could have maintained to actually give the essential pauses of phrasal verbs in the statement. In this part of the slide, we have got phrasal verb exercises. Choose the correct phrasal verb wisely from the afterthought at the end of the sentence. You need to carefully understand this heading before you continue understanding the different choices I have made with the help of phrasal verbs, and we will have the clarification of how we should actually attach the rightful phrasal verb at its rightful place. Let us just begin with it. The first statement speaks, the boss wants you to dash your figures for this month to him. Now I've got two phrasal verb choices. Hand out, hand in. Just attach the rightful phrasal verb and you'll get the answer very easily. Second, I'm so tired of Stephanie. She's dash her engagement ring all the time. The two phrasal verbs are showing off, showing up. The third statement, have you ever in your immediate dream dash such an unusual piece of art? Come forward or come across. The next statement, stop complaining me, dash your work. the two choices in the bracket we have this time is get on with or get over. So this is a way how we are supposed to speak these statements, and these statements are taken under the preview of exercise-based test. It can be one-to-one speaking-based test, or it can be any form of phrasal verb task that the teacher can actually use to make his students understand the absolute use of phrasal verbs. Now we have reached to the most important phase of use of phrasal verb. I want your absolute concentration in this part of the slide, because I'm going to, with the help of a practical example, teach you how an in-depth analysis is done of a phrasal verb when it is considered with vocabulary. So this phrasal verb will be taken in a form of a vocabulary booster. Let's just begin with the first part of the phrasal verb. I have actually chosen it from an English phrasal verb dictionary. The first phrasal verb for us is bring it on. What is the meaning of this phrasal verb, bring it on? Means to accept a challenge with confidence. Now, I would like my audiences to actually think about an English movie called Life of Pi. In that English movie, we have witnessed a tiger and a boy in a boat. That boy has actually lost his entire family in an ocean due to some accident. And in the night once, when he was with the tiger that was supposed to make him alive, actually was very badly bruised, and the entire boat got rammed due to very huge thunder and lightning. So it was a night time, and he was trying to curse the god as well as the ocean. So if he is supposed to use that phrasal verb for that situation, how would he have put his internal feelings from inside over the screen? Well, let us just see how he could have spoken it. Now, he was battered and bruised very badly. So let us just see how he's going to use that phrasal verb. He would say like this: Is that the best you can do, God or ocean? Bring it on. Let us just see what else you have to petrify me with. Now, did you see the way how this internal feeling has come up? This is the most unique way of actually speaking a phrasal verb with the help of your internal feeling and emotion. So I hope you have understood how there's an in-depth analysis of actually including personal feelings put into with the help of different kind of vocabularies. So that vocabulary list have tried to boost up our statement. That's what I have done a couple of seconds before. Let's move on to the another use of this in-depth use of phrasal verb. Call off. The meaning of call off is to cancel the meeting. The statement is, the director's statutory meeting is called off due to personal exigency. We have got now the use of 3-word use of phrasal verbs. That will include the proper meanings plus their sample example structures. Let's begin quickly. Ask somebody out. It means to invite on a date. The sentence I framed is, Sully, 45, asked Kathy, 42, out for a candlelight dinner after the movie. The second use of the phrasal verb, blow something up. It means to add air to it. Statement: the father blew up the balloons for his daughter on her 16th birthday. Now the next statement, add up to something. It means equal. The cashier adds up the groceries bill larger than what the lady purchased in supermarket. I hope all of my audiences have truly liked this advanced use of phrasal verb, not only with the help of 2-word attachment, but we have in fact used it with 3-word attachments. I hope you all have liked it, and I'll come up with some more videos very soon. Thank you so much for your presence.